Yesterday, the Fourth Circuit Court of Appeals upheld a West Virginia law that protects unborn children from almost all abortions, including those performed by the abortion drug mifepristone. Something we've been talking about a lot here because it's flowing freely across state lines into pro-life states. Well, the lawsuit was brought by GenBioPro, a maker of the generic version of mifepristone, who challenged West Virginia's Unborn Child Protection Act. Now, what are the implications of this legal ruling? Here to share more about this is Erin Hawley. She is a senior counsel and vice president of the Center for Life and Regulatory Practice at Alliance Defending Freedom. And ADF joined forces with West Virginia Attorney General Patrick Morrisey, now the governor, to litigate this case. Erin, welcome back to Washington Watch. Thanks for joining us.
Thanks so much for having me. Great to be here.
Well, congratulations. I mean, this is quite significant. Break this case down for us so that folks will get a kind of a basic understanding of what was litigated and what the outcome was.
Sure. So GenBioPro's claim here was really sweeping. And what the abortion drug manufacturer argued was that because the FDA had approved mifepristone and subjected it to the regulation that only applies to the highest risk drugs, that meant no state could protect life prior to 10 weeks, which is the limit for the abortion drug. So a super sweeping theory of preemption advocated by GenBioPro. If the case would have come out the other way, it would have indicated that no state could protect life before 10 weeks. Thankfully, the Fourth Circuit said that that theory of preemption was simply wrong. Congress had not indicated that it intended to federalize abortion in the Food, Drug, and Cosmetic Act.
I mean, Erin, that would go against the Dobbs decision, would it not?
Absolutely. And the Fourth Circuit actually said that in an opinion by Judge Wilkinson. Judge Wilkinson said for us to federalize abortion immediately after Dobbs would be one small step short of defiance. He was crystal clear that Dobbs returned that issue to the states. West Virginia took the Supreme Court up on its invitation, and its Democratic elected law protects life. And nothing Congress said in the FDA changes that.
So, Erin, let's talk about something else that you and I and your husband, Senator Josh Hawley, have talked about here. The fact that, okay, the state has the right, the court, the Fifth Circuit said, the Fourth Circuit in this case said, you can have this law that restricts the abortion pill mifepristone. But that's being abrogated by the FDA and the DOJ through failure to uphold the Comstock Act because these are being mailed illegally into states and nothing's happening.
So you're exactly right. In 2023, the Biden administration took away the sort of last safeguard for women taking abortion drugs. And make no mistake, these drugs are dangerous. The FDA's own label says that roughly 1 in 25 women who take them end up in the emergency room. Mifepristone has a black box label that warns about serious infection and even the risk of death. But despite that, the Biden administration said, we're going to do away with the last in-person doctor's visit. And that means that a woman can go online, or her husband or boyfriend or someone can go online and order the abortion drug shipped directly to your door. It only takes a couple of minutes. You just answer a couple of questions. And those drugs are flooding into pro-life states, despite those pro-life laws that should protect women and their unborn children.
And that's still the case. That's still the case today. Yes. Am I correct?
That is absolutely correct. You've got states like New York setting up what are called shield laws. The state of Louisiana, for example, has recently filed a lawsuit against a New York doctor for prescribing mifepristone to a woman in Louisiana who ended up having an emergency. No doctor to help her through that. She ended up going to the hospital. Louisiana sought to prosecute that doctor, but New York says they won't extradite her under their shield law. So other states are affirmatively helping women, helping doctors to get high-risk drugs to women without ever seeing a doctor. And regardless of what you think about abortion, that's not good medical care.
So the victory that the state of West Virginia gained in this decision by the Fourth Circuit, it's significant. I mean, and I'm going to ask you the ramifications for other cases, but in practice, it's being undermined by the federal government at present, based upon what Joe Biden put in place.
So absolutely, the Biden administration's rule that allows these drugs to be shipped without a doctor's visit is dangerous, and it undermines states' pro-life laws. This ruling is very significant. However, it would mean, if it went the other way, that no state could protect life until 10 weeks. And as Judge Wilkinson's opinion points out, the same provisions apply to other dangerous drugs like opioids. And that would mean states couldn't protect patients taking opioids. They couldn't set limits on amounts or days taken, things like that.
When I was reading this, Erin, I know it's another case, but it kind of reminded me of the Tennessee case regarding the state putting in place protections for minors against the transgender procedures. The court said the state has a right to protect the well-being and restrict these practices. It seems like there's kind of a common parallel there, maybe?
Absolutely. And the Fourth Circuit's opinion really explains that states have been the historic player in protecting health and safety for their citizens. And because that's the state's traditional role, Gen Biopro here had to overcome something called the presumption against preemption. That means they had to show a statute that clearly showed Congress's intent to preempt local laws like West Virginia's. But all Gen Biopro could offer was silence. Nothing in the FDCA or any of its amendments even mentions abortion, and the court said there was no way to get an attempt to federalize and mandate abortion in all 50 states from that statute.
Well, again, Erin Hawley, congratulations, another job well done. We appreciate the work that you do in Alliance Defending Freedom. Very grateful for your defense of the unborn and the rights of states to protect them.